So a lot of beef going on, rap beef
Mhm.
all around here. Um, Kendrick, Chris Brown, Quavo, Drake, J. Cole, Rick Ross, all that stuff. A lot of people involved here, and a lot of different beefs. We're gonna be covering in just in a little bit here. You listen to all the diss tracks there, chill.
Uh, kind of like to be honest with you, yeah. With the week I've been having, I have been tuning into them, especially all the Drake ones, and then I just heard the Chris Brown to Quavo one today. So yeah, it's kind of just getting out of hand with all the beef and all the backhandedness. You got to throw ASAP Rocky in there too, and I don't know. It's just a real big skeptical. I don't think rap has ever seen it like this before, where this type of shit is kind of shaken up. Which shit, I would think that Metro Boomin kind of predicted this in a way, like on some evil genius shit. So I think this was just something that was built up to just like it's carrying his name in this album. Like they're literally like sitting back, like everybody's like Future and Metro are like sitting back just watching the show, and then just watching their streams go up because it's a weird state. It's a weird state, but everybody's dropping records and stuff. So I was able to hear a few of them. I was able to hear all of them, most of them.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the easiest one right now,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to the one that's evolved and kept evolving and evolved a bit more with the Kendrick one. Let's talk about the easiest one first right now. So Chris Brown, he did a diss track to Quavo on a song called "Weakest Link" here, and
Mm-hmm.
in this song, it's kind of a lot of scathing remarks here. This is from page 6 here. And it says, so in this song, Chris Brown, you have him mentioning the 2022 shooting of shooting death of Takeoff there, as well as possibly hooking up with Sweetie there. In the track as well, Chris Brown also mentions that Quavo beat up a woman in an elevator there as well, which I don't know if you're Chris Brown, you want to be bringing in abuse allegations and stuff there in a rap beef. I don't know if you want to step through that lane. But there was also that on the song there.
I guess he
Um,
repeated himself by mentioning that he did it too. So
yeah. So you do have that kind of going on. So with Weakest Link, chill. What were your thoughts on this track?
oh, it was predictable. I mean, it was just a little. Quavo didn't beat anybody up on the fucking what's his name. He was just trying to get his Xbox back. We all know that, Chris.
Trying to get-
It's just Chris flexing his rap muscles and showing people he can rap since the days of Tiger. It was all right. It wasn't that great of nothing. Like it's like none of these disses that have been coming out hasn't been that great. So this is just another one that's just like, yeah, I beat you up, yeah, I your girl, like and then what else you got? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really nothing. It's not really nothing. It's just more clout that's prepared with other clout and all that other bullshit. It was very mediocre to me. Rhymes were lackluster. Flow was lackluster. To tell you the truth, the best diss to any out of everybody so far is J. Cole. He the motherfucker apologized.
We're gonna be getting into that pretty soon. So here's some of the bars from Chris Brown's Weakest Link here. So you F my XO, that's cool. I don't give a F. Lil N still a bitch because I F'd your ex when you were still with her, bitch. I'm up, Lil N. I'm up. They say revenge is sweet. Revenge is sweet. Now think about that shit. Don't let that line over your head. I might just sing about that shit. So that's kind of one of the lines there from Weakest Link Day. So you thought the song overall was just, if you had to rate it, what would you rate the song?
Like a four.
Um, 4, okay, out of
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
And then he also went on to say, I had her fiending about the D. There's something sweet about that shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got that some tea up out that bitch, but I ain't gonna speak about that shit there. And the page 6 also goes on to say, while Brown did not directly say Sweetie's name, he used the word sweet before he rapped that the line shouldn't go over your head there. Um, So do you see Quavo responding? What do you see Quavo kind of doing after the situation there?
I mean, yeah, Quavo's gonna respond. I mean, but we don't know how long a lot of these rappers be dissing each other. Be honest with you, like you know, what I'm saying like Quavo just had a song called "Him at the End." You know, turn your shit up. Like those could have been shots at him. You know, we can dig deep and see if maybe he already shot at him. We just didn't notice it wasn't prepared like that, and the wording wasn't as direct. But he'll probably respond back, and they're just not, or he'll probably not, and they'll just see each other and make a viral moment out of that. Then he'll respond back.
Yeah. And people were talking about this a little bit before when they were at Fashion Week. This happened a little while ago. And them sitting next to each other.
Mhm.
And so they haven't liked each other for a long time. So a lot of it does it stem from the Carucci thing of like Quavo was with Carucci, which was Chris Brown's ex. That's where it stems from or something. Okay, that's
Yeah,
the only thing.
that's where it stems from, but it's starting to be like Chris Brown just is. It's like if Ray J is still using Kim K again. I think Chris Brown is just using that just to propel himself, and like I said, just to get a couple extra streams off his chest. So I don't think that's real. I don't think he misses that girl like that. If that's the case, then Carucci would have been giving us claims that Chris Brown's still texting her every day. Why you
Well, she
want to
did
go?
have to file a restraining order against them, didn't she?
Yeah, but if that's the case, okay, file a restraining order against him. Like, is he still texting him? Like, when this happened, this was at the first time. Yeah, there's stalking involved, but this is like years later. You don't care about that girl like that, man. This is him trying to be. This is him trying to be Usher and just have this reality lifestyle, so he can like maybe do this album as a next another album as a confessions album. Like you can see, like look at the way he releases albums. Like he has like 40 songs on this album, 40 songs on that album. Like, why are you doing that as an R&B artist? That's weird. You're a weirdo.
And this was kind of, I thought, also one of the most devastating lines here. He's talking about Takeoff Steph here. He says, "Rip Takeoff. He the only one that got true respect. Crazy how he died. Everybody really wished it was you instead." What do you think about that bar?
I mean, it's battling, so he had to put some scathing in there, of course. I think he went too far as in mentioning that. He had no word of mentioning that. Like, nigga, if you never really liked each other anyway, why would you mention another person? Like, it's just pure bait. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Quavo can respond if he want to, but it really doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. They're responding to get acknowledgement and shit like that, and just to boost their like I said to boost their profit. So Quavo responding, I mean that's gonna shake something up, but it's not gonna shake up the fucking world. Like this kind of all started from Kendrick, and now everybody's fucking beefing anyway.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep it if Quavo doesn't, as of this recording, he has not responded yet. As this thing. What's have you seen any reaction online? What's the reaction online about it? Have you seen much of that?
That Chris Brown kicked his ass on it and everything. Like Chris Brown was spitting and all of this shit, but it's just the regular stuff. Like now they're waiting for Quavo. Now the world is fake waiting for Quavo to respond and shit. Nobody really give a fuck about Quavo to respond. Everybody's still really worried about Kendrick to respond. So, but they have this fake little notion that we wait for Quavo to respond. Yeah, y'all ready for Quavo to respond, but that's gonna be for one day. So when Quavo responds, he's gonna make sure it's gonna get him paid. So
Yeah, and this the video you talking about him trying to he said he's trying to get his Xbox back. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, that's the video that was mentioned in the
he's
song
trying to
there.
get his box back. He got stuck on the elevator with her. He's trying to get off. Because you can see it's like a special Call of Duty box or whatever. Like so, it was like it was really
Yeah,
shit on the.
yeah,
He said he didn't. He say Chris said he had sex with Sweetie or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, he said he had sex with his girl while he was with her.
I mean, people can say that. Is she saying that? Did she do that? I mean, but okay, and like y'all, he was gonna have her anyway after if she was done anyway. Like, oh, y'all date each other, weirdos.
Yeah.
Weirdos,
Uh,
man. Weirdos, man. Everybody's weirdos, and they're not saying shit that's like going crazy. It's like everybody's in high school, okay? Like there's the senior floor, there's the junior floor, the sophomore floor, and the freshman floor. And it's
mhm.
just everybody's all in the same fucking box, man. It's just one big fucking class of motherfuckers that's artists behind the scenes, blah 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 blah. Everybody's having sex with everybody. So
Do you think Chris Brown's a good rapper?
no, I mean he was okay with Tiger, but he's just a regular R&B rapper. I don't think nothing is crazy about him. Can he make super hit records just from rapping? No. Can he make a hit record just from rapping? No. When the Deuces song came out, that was around his mixtape era days. But as you can see, the shit that really hits for him is his pure R&B joints. Like I said, Deuces was on a mixtape, and then Deuces just became popular off a mixtape. And then what's another one? Uh, the other one, the slow song. I can't remember the name, but I think it's called None of Your Business or No Business or something like that. Like that became popular off a mixtape. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Not his raps, because I remember that shit on the mixtape. So let's just see the optics of this shit and just be real about it. Like nobody cares for Chris Brown to be rapping. Nobody cares for Chris Brown to also flex that he's a Pyru blood from Fruits. Okay, nobody needs to hear that. So if y'all gonna hit, then hit. And all that, I put Quavo's voicemail message in the beginning of the shit. Okay, fine. Like, but I need to hear the real audio. Like, y'all could have been in there cutting that shit up for all I care. It sound like it's edited. If you really listen to it, it sound like it's edited. So nobody give a damn about that. You can cut up some words and place it once again with AI. I think a lot of these artists are using AI already. You know what I'm saying? Just to make up different words and different shit that's going on. So
Yeah. Well, you talked about a lot of people using AI. Let's get into the Kendrick beef. That perfectly segues into that. So Kendrick, he kind of set the rap world on fire there, with his initial diss there of Drake.
he used AI on the Heart Part Four. If you go back to the Heart Part Four, it was that time not AI, but he was switching his voice in post, and his voice was sounding more like Nipsey and shit like that. So I don't know. That's not really AI, but it's more so editing. But still, he still imitated somebody's voice.
So it all started. So Future and Metro Boomin, they have a joint record together. And they say we don't like you, and they have another one coming out called We Still Don't Like You.
Yeah, we
Um,
don't trust you. Yeah, we still don't
we
trust
don't trust you. I'm sorry, we don't trust you there. For Metro Boomin there and Future. And then on the song like that, you have Kendrick Lamar on it, who throws out a diss there. And primarily, it seemed like it was mostly aimed towards Drake, and then a little bit of J. Cole. There, J. Cole was the first person to respond. He was the first person to respond. There. First of all, what did you think about the initial like that Kendrick verse there?
you. It was cool. It was all right. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all right. Um, I mean, it was a good verse, but Kendrick has, like I said, I don't know. I look at it different. I look at it a little bit different. As in Kendrick has been spitting at this guy for the longest. That verse right there was cool. I love the beat. I love the switching of the beat at the end. And Kendrick verse was solid, man. You know what I'm saying? He got people. You know what Kendrick did? This is what Kendrick did, and this is why Kendrick is not responding. Kendrick has done what Drake did. He made a hit record out of a diss. He made a hit record out of a diss. This is a hit record. This is getting played everywhere, and he's dissing someone off of it. It's a Billboard topping record, man. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I think that's what kind of makes that fabulous, but that's what's also kind of halting out him trying to diss him.
Yeah. So with the Kendrick Lamar like that, so he says, this is from Variety right here. So he says in the song, "Yeah, get up with me." F sneak this in first person shooter, which was a reference to that was the J. Cole song there. I hope they come with three switches. He raps later, adding motherfucker, fuck the big three, and it's just big me, in reference to I think J. Cole is the first person to talk about the big three there in his song there, and how it's the big three. It's him, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. Do you think Kendrick Lamar is the best person out of the big three by far, or is it
I
close?
mean, yeah. I mean, not the best person, but out of the big three, I mean, as far as like excitement and everything, it is Drake. Um, but Kendrick does move the needle a lot. You know what I'm saying? So even though he's number two, he's definitely a close one. But it's just what's holding him back is he doesn't resemble the star power. You know what I'm saying? We don't see him being active and out every day, or even embracing artists or anything like that. He doesn't even do that. So it's like a lot of things that Drake does that he gets praised for that Kendrick doesn't even do, but he still gets praised for. So it's an interesting. I don't know if this is the word to use, but it's interesting kind of like binary of the two to show like these two different sides of what he has to do compared to what he has to do. So, and I think that's why people are waiting him to respond so quick. But he's really just like Metro and them, sitting back, just letting this shit unfold, just like he did with the control verse.
Yeah. Which this is, yeah, like I said, this article mentions this is the first time Kendrick has kind of thrown a shot at his peers. Here, it's a little bit more direct in something like that, as opposed to the Control verse, which was in 2013, which was Big Sean's Control, also featuring Jay Electronica here, running down a list of rappers saying that while he has love for them all, he sees them as competitors and tends to bring them down. Um, so this J. Cole was the first person to respond. He did 7 Minute Drill, which he has now pulled off of streaming services, so you cannot listen to that anymore. But people already, it's already out there already. Once it's out there, it's like you can't do anything about it anyway. But he has pulled it off of streaming service and he has apologized. I'm going to play the apology in a minute here. Um, but in the 7 Minute Drill here, he talks about not liking Kendrick Lamar's projects, that he has a whack discography here. I'm gonna try to pull up the lyric for it here for this. But he said that his first thing was classic, and then his second thing was tragic. So if you go by Kendrick Lamar's discography, his first album was Section 80, and then if he's saying his second shit was trash, he's talking about Good Kid, Mad City, which I can only think like, is that a mistake? Because there's no way he's saying that Good Kid, Mad City is trash. I mean, I just think that's kind of a mistake there. And then he said his last shit was tragic, which he's talking about Miss Morale and the Big Steppers, which was the last project that Kendrick Lamar came out. What's some of your thoughts about about the J. Cole 7 Minute Drill?
As far as the flow, I think the flow was effortless from J. Cole. I think throughout that whole album, like actually that album, like I might delete later or whatever. It's pretty decent, man. Like it's like maybe two tracks I really don't mess with or whatever. But I mean, that boy flow is effortless throughout the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think he did a good job. I mean, but I think what it is that I think we all want to troll at some point of our life. And what J. Cole did was just troll us. And J. Cole had such a conscience of being this grown and lone nigga where he just sat back and that's what made him apologize. Like, I don't want to troll no more, y'all. I don't think it is whack. And it's just a troll. It's really a troll. You can't deny, you may not like one of Kendrick's projects, but you're not going to fully deny it and call it trash. Mr. Round, the Big Steppers wasn't trash. I think it was almost at the same level of Damn. And people love Damn, but I think it was all at the same level of Damn. But Damn was maybe a little bit more elevated. This kind of sounded more like mixtape Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers. So maybe they just didn't understand it, and maybe they just didn't like the concepts of the story. But Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers is also a continuation album or a continuation album from a story. I feel like it's from Uncle. Sorry, bless you.
Thank
But cousin Bobby and Uncle Keaton. I think that's a continuation of that. You know, because they were in jail, and I think this is just my theory, but I think Kendrick Lamar always raps for people in jail. That's one thing he said. I rap for people that's in jail. These are his two relatives that was locked up, and he said, his auntie is a man now, his cousin is a man, is a girl now. You know, so the only thing I can think of, that this is a continuation album. In between, I'm still dissing these other two niggas. So, and I'm still letting niggas know that I'm still the best. But other than that, I digress. A lot of people don't see it like that. Of course, a lot of people want to see the plain and clear. And if they didn't enjoy the Mr. Morale album because it took so long or whatever, and that's just a personal thing of yours, you know what I'm saying? But I still think that it was still a good album, man. It's nothing to write off. And if anything, if y'all give it, if they was people to give scores, they wouldn't give that album under a 7. If that's one of his biggest albums, one of his albums, they wouldn't give that album under a 7.
Yeah. So this was on. So Seven Drill was on. Might delete later there.
Mm-hmm.
And then his lyrics were, "I got a phone call that say that somebody dissing you wants some attention. It comes with extensions." And then he also went on to say he's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. Your shit was classic. Your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas to sleep. But they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just hit mine. Now I'm in front of the line with a comfortable lead. How ironic! Soon as I get it, now he wants something with me. Is kind of what he says here. Um, which he already gave it. I'm gonna play his apology, but he says like, I didn't mean that. I mean, he's come on a lot of great projects, and I guess if you're going discography to discography, Kendrick Lamar is a better discography than J. Cole. I think it's maybe fair to
Yeah,
say.
I mean, it could be debatable. Like I said, if you're a Cole fan or not, it can be debatable. But if you look at those lyrics, how you just read them, like they're from a Twitter time feed. Like he's like speaking for the people that's like in Twitter and shit. Even in the last album, when he addressed what's his name, Gucci Mane, whatever his name is, when he
Lil
addressed
Pump,
Lil Pump,
Lil
like
Pimp,
yeah, it's like he was kind of like speaking from a Twitter perspective and everything like that. It was like obvious that these kids wasn't gonna be nowhere at that time. These kids already was having a downfall from that SoundCloud era, so it's like you didn't predict anything. You just was talking like everybody else was talking.
yeah. So this is J. Cole's apology right here.
On the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world
And this is
and I got
him
me.
at
It's like,
Dreamville,
what you
which is
gonna
J.
do,
Cole's own
Cole?
festival that he has here that he does. What does he do?
My
What does he
niggas
do?
like,
Dreamville? Is it in
North
I
Carolina,
had a
North
so
thousand
Carolina?
missed
Okay.
calls. Oh my
it's
fucking
all a
God.
setup, man. It's all
Text
promo for the
flooded. I
promo.
What you say?
It's all promo for the promo, man. Like first off, he's trolling everybody. Like he's art imitating life. Like I'm acting like I'm really falling off. I'm gonna fall off and actually drop an album called The Fall Off. Now I don't know if he actually gonna drop an album called The Fall Off. We're just gonna keep this little momentum going. But I think what J. Cole wants to do is just fucking drop this whatever how many albums he got left, drop this last album and retire. And I think he used this beef for an excuse to say, well, I got two more albums left. I'm gonna drop one right here, y'all. It's gonna sell because it's gonna be before the festival and everything. And then I'm gonna drop the fall off next year or something.
Mm. So let's see what he says.
Even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Boom, 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 right? Niggas want to see blood. And and I was conflicted because
And comment a little bit on that. So, when this kind of happened, when this kind of popped off the whole Kendrick and he had his initial diss, and it's like, oh man, what's going to happen? Is J. Cole going to respond? Is Drake going to respond? What's going to happen on the timeline there? I don't think people wanted to see any violence. I think people just wanted to see good rap beef, good bars
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. I don't think anybody expected these dudes to really have any physical confrontation. I don't think that's what people wanted.
No, not at all.
one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really.
Yeah, so that's what Ken said. So some people kind of criticize his apology there. What did you think about
I ain't think nothing. I mean, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
it?
Like, I don't know, man. I ain't think much into it, to be honest with you. Like, the fool apologized, and it was just like, I think people know the value of keeping their name as something. So I think his name is never going to live down. I think this is to show that whoever his real supporters is going to continue to stream his music and make sure it gets to the amount of streams that he wants or whatever, or that he needs. They're going to stream the fuck out of it. And I think it's just, like I said, I think it's just all prepared for a retirement album. And I think he's going to make that retirement album, regardless of this, he's going to make that retirement album like one super big event. I think this year he wanted to show people that, because let's just put a scenario in the air.
Mm,
Maybe the Greenfield Fest in the last couple of years ain't been making the money that it's been supposed to make. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's not making the Googocks money that it's supposed to make, right? He did
right.
release this before Dreamville Fest, correct? So maybe this is to show, like, hey, let's do this, and then let's make Dreamville Fest one to live for. And I think that he's gonna retire. He's gonna drop this album. He's gonna retire, and then you're just only gonna be able to see him at Dreamville Fest for the years and years and years to come.
Mm. Um, so yeah, I mean, my thoughts on the apology. I mean, if that truly is not what he really felt in his soul and his spirit, if that's truly what he not wanted, then hey, that's not what he wanted. And that's not what felt kind of aligned with him, as he said. So I mean, you got to move how according to how you want to move, and if that disrupted his spirit and his soul and didn't align him right, and his chakra wasn't right, and his chi
Mhm.
wasn't correct, and his aura and all that other stuff wasn't right, then hey, I mean, I can't blame the guy for not, wanting to continue on with it. And him and Kendrick, I think, are friends and they're close. And I think it was nothing more than Kendrick, as he always done, is and rap in and of itself is very adversarial. It's very confrontational. There, I don't think it was ever going to get to a physical point. I don't think that's ever going to happen in this beef. There, I just think it was just like asserting yourself of like I am the best and I am the greatest. Here is like what a lot of hip hop people and a lot of rap people do. And you do have that.
Mhm.
So Drake responded. Let's get into Drake's response. So he did respond eventually there. And you have other people also coming in, Drake. We're going to get into the Rick Ross response here in a little bit. So he did have one that did leak. What was the name of the one that leaked? Do you remember the name of it?
Champagne. To my Rick
No,
Ross.
no, Drake. He had one that leaked that he didn't officially release, but then he had one that he did
Oh,
tailor
push
made.
ups.
Oh, we say?
Push ups.
Oh yeah, push ups there. What'd you think about push ups?
Uh, I think it was cool. Like I think it was okay. I like the way Drake responded. I think Drake was trying to make a hit record out of him, and I was just proud to see Drake actually respond to him. I think that's the big thing. I think that's the biggest thing anybody's wrote off, that they're just happy that he responded to him, and that's what people really wanted, you know.
Yeah. So this is from Pitchfork here. So this was the first kind. It's not. It was an officially released. It got leaked. Push-ups there was the disc right there. And it says push-ups primarily concerns itself with responding to Lamar mocking his features. Maroon 5 need a verse. You better make it witty. Which I don't understand like that so much because it's like Drake is like if anybody's really trying to angle for like that pop kind of rap crossover, it is Drake. And then also I think Drake
No,
also really? You don't think so?
no, because you don't hear Drake on no Maroon 5 shit. You don't hear Drake on no fucking like super pop ass record. Like yeah,
I mean, he
Drake has
makes super pop records, don't you think?
yeah, but that's the magic of its own to make pop records and not having to jump on those white records like that. You know, a lot of people do jump on those records, like let's say Ti and Justin Timberlake, and you know what I'm saying, like just these super poppy records. I would say the most poppy record that he maybe then jumped on was a Timberland record, Say Something.
Yeah. And then people
So
also talk, I mean, this doesn't really count really, but they also talked about like he did this commercial there, the Apple commercial, where he was lip syncing to Taylor Swift's Bad Blood there, which Kendrick Lamar also did a remix on with Taylor Swift, where he hopped on that as well there. You do have that there. But yeah, so he did have that. He also says he commented on his shoe size. He said shoe size. He said, "How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 men's on?" And then he also talked about his status in rap. He said, "Pipsqueak, pipe down. You ain't no big three. You ain't in no big three. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got you wiped down. Like your label boy. You Interscope right now." Um, and then he also circled around back to verse addressing Cole here. And he says, "At that fucking song, y'all got it. Is not starting beef with us. That shit brewing in a pot now. I'm heating up. I don't care about what Cole think. That dot shit was weak as fuck." He says here. So yeah, he also commented about Rick Ross as well there. Drake has gone to also comment on Rick Ross, who recorded his own Drake this Champagne Moments this week. And then he also commented about him. He says, "Can't believe he jumping in this nigga turning 50. Every song that made it on the chart he got from Drizzy, which is also Drake comment on that. Yeah. So
and then we also had Kanye West, you know, tune into it. So it's just becoming like I said, it is. Look, it's fine. It's fine for what it is. To be honest with you, this is amazing that amount of rappers are coming at one rapper. It don't matter if it's Kendrick Lamar. I mean, really, right now, the two targets have been Kendrick Lamar and Drake. So hopefully they'll capitalize off this and just make raps fun. But knowing Kendrick Lamar, he's not going to drop anytime soon or hear a response from him. So it might make the rap sober or it might not. But it just depends, though. Kendrick Lamar could drop tomorrow. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and Drake has talked about him feeling like the bride from Kill Bill, Uma Thurman's character, and she actually did respond to him on Instagram, saying, "Does she need his actually the costume there?" I guess she still has the costume from Kill
Yeah,
Bill, that
sure.
which is pretty cool that she actually still has that. So yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of coming at Drake right now, and then Rick Ross and his champagne moments there.
Mhm.
Talked about him getting plastic surgery. Called him white boy. There, maybe having a nose job as well. What do you think about the Rick Ross disc, real
Still trash. I mean, I get a little bit higher than, in the middle, like a six or something, but I didn't really care for it too much. It's, what I'm saying, like, I don't know, the beat wasn't all that for me. A lot of these, the only best beat that only person got is Kendrick.
quick? And then with the Drake official disc with the tailor made freestyle here, which is the recent one, with you have AI that he used, which I kind of automatically think is a L if you're using the AI
Yeah,
Tupac, AI Snoop.
I agree.
Um, which Tupac was a huge inspiration for Kendrick, as he stated on many of his projects, huge influence, and he actually did include Tupac in his album. I think it was "To Pimp a Butterfly," which was a whole tribute to Tupac
Mm-hmm.
there, and he actually did include him in that. But that actually was actual Tupac's voice in the project there, and that he did get approval from Tupac's family to include him in the record there, as opposed to Taylor Made Freestyle, what is AI. And then he also has Snoop, who comes in as AI, which Snoop is alive. I mean, you can probably get Snoop to come
Mm-hmm.
and do a line. I don't know why you did AI for him. for that. That seemed kind of strange there. So I automatically think that's kind of the worst one. Just you using AI for that one. But
Mm.
what'd you think? What'd you think about that one?
Yeah. At first, like when I thought about it, I thought it was just a mockery of what he did on the Heart Part Four, where when he was changing to a lot of legends and changing his voice and stuff like that a little bit to kind of reflect him. So I thought he was doing something like that. Um, but it wasn't cool. It was stupid as fuck. It was definitely mid. You know, if somebody had said, and this was made me spark this idea, somebody had said like it's not that bad, but it's creative though. And I looked at that and I was like, creative? Like, it's actually a bad look for rap. Because if we accept something like this, a lot of people are gonna be doing AI shit and it's gonna get just lazier and lazier. And with that, I was like, if he was gonna do that at the same time, like to make it something like creative, why don't you just take like Absol, Schoolboy Q, and J Rock's voice and make it feel like they're at a sit down talking about Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
If you're
Do you
gonna do
think
all
this same? Some people comparing this to the same thing as him using AI in the song, like him doing this with the Heart Part Five with the music video, but having all these different people faces and
yeah,
everything like.
yeah, because in some parts of that of the song, if you listen to it, his voice changes. His voice kind of reflects closest to Nipsey and shit like that. So just
Um, yeah, and then you mentioned Kanye West. So Kanye West came in with this with his own like that remix there, where he's throwing shots at Drake and J. Cole there. I didn't know he had issues with J. Cole. I know he had issues with Drake there. I mean, Kanye basically has issues, I think, with everybody, a lot of people there. But he also posted a meme on his Instagram as well there about J. Cole. So I'm going to show that in a minute there. But yeah, so this is from Billboard here, and it's talking about Kanye. This is Drake and J. Cole. And this is an clip shared by Ye through Instagram on Saturday. The 46-year-old rapper is also on. He shares a portion of his Scorching remix with LaBoy. Track opens with Ye referencing Lamar's beef with Drake, saying that we had to get the hooligans up here to get these pussy niggas out. Yo dot, I got you, which is probably not. I mean, if I was Kendrick Lamar, I probably don't want Kanye West on my side. I mean, that's a lot of ammo right there against Kanye West right now. But um, and they have that. But then also it says from there, Ye takes direct hits at both Drake and Cole, saying y'all so out of sight, out of mind. I can't even think of a Drake line. Play J. Cole, get the pussy dry, play this shit back 130 times. The official version of Ye's like that remix not officially surfaced on any streaming service. Uh,
mm.
which is I don't know, decent, I guess. Kanye West.
He premiered it himself. He went on there with Justin LeBoy and premiered it. I know he sent it through some DJs and premiered it or whatever. So it was just a force by Kanye, but Kanye is another one that's just going to be tripping and trolling. So he doesn't like Drake either, and he's actually he can be the head leader of leading the pack against Drake if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but as far as like I say, all his beefs, man, it's just good that he's responding to everybody. He even responded to Kanye a few times before, so it's just a lot of people that just don't like him. And Kanye's shit is very mediocre. The verse is mediocre. He didn't snap in any old type of way. He could have saved that shit. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Like, go wear your fucking fashion and send me my goddamn pods, my Yeezy pods. I've been waiting for 2 months. Fuck.
He got Yeezy Pods coming out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had bought some a long time ago. I should cancel.
And this was the meme that he posted here, Kanye West, on his Twitter right
I
here.
don't get like what does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, Kanye West is pretty up there. Maybe he's got that boomer humor. I guess I don't know.
Just a horn dog.
So yeah. So that's so far. That was the timeline. All the beefs was kind of going on right now. If anything else happens, we'll let you know. Apparently, I don't know. You listen to Rory and Maul? You listen to them?
Yeah, I do a little bit.
Apparently, Maul says that Kendrick Lamar has an album coming out in May. So I don't know. Could be rolled out for the album. So Kendrick hasn't responded to anything Drake has said yet. So I don't know. Maybe he's gonna respond to that on his own album when he get out.
He might be. He might do. I mean, he got to start his new company and all that shit. So it's like why not? throw an album in there. Of course, the album is gonna have nothing but torches and motherfucking pit fires for Drake. They're gonna the out if he does have an album that comes out in May, this is gonna be like the KKK coming for Drake. It's like he's gonna march on him, and he's gonna put him in the dirt because it's like it's hard to go against somebody like that that's so determined. And even though he doesn't have as much power as Drake, he's just still determined. So, and he's gonna add tracks if he have to. He could just throw them right on the album and make it money.
So that was rap beef there.